Hey everybody, Alpaglisi Trains with Howard Zane, and as promised, we ran these beautiful cars. Sunday, I posted a video of Alex Kohler running an Erie K5 with these beautiful Pullman cars, and Howard painstakingly built these, just like Alex said in the video, and they are absolutely exquisite, and I don't know much about them, so let me stop yakking, and Howard, tell us about these cars.
Well, first of all, you asked me how I am.
Well, you don't want me to ask you how you are.
Probably not. Yeah, poop on a pole.
Poop on a pole.
It's not as bad as shit on a stick. That's all right. Sandy says I'm irascible.
Yes.
I'm the ultimate curmudgeon, actually. That's all right. I love being a curmudgeon and a dinosaur.
Yes. Tell us about these things.
These things are magnificent. Not the way I built them, but the actual kits.
Mm-hmm.
Came in a box with 6 kits, offered in 1993 only at the Valley Forge National Train Show.
Wow.
Al Westerfeld did these. It's a commemoration of the 1893 Chicago Exposition.
Okay.
They built a special train. And mistakenly, some people say these are wood. They're not wood. They're resin.
Okay.
However, these cars were offered, as I said, offered at a set. It came in one big box with 6 little boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just incredibly beautiful kits. It came unpainted.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the body, not the roof, but the body itself was a one-piece shell. Everything else had to be scratch built. Now, not scratch built, but kit built.
Right.
Now, the rest of the items are craftsman quality, so you have to know what you're doing to build these, but it can be done.
Mm-hmm.
I would say the average modeler could probably handle it.
Did they come with the center?
It came with they had the original trucks were made out of very thin resin, and it simulated the old-fashioned paper wheels. Now, I left a rather long description on your YouTube video about these, but we can talk about these.
Right.
The original paper wheels were actually compressed paper under a lot of pressure, about 50,000 paper, and they put a bolt through it. You look at these wheels, you see the bolt heads going around. Those are paper wheels.
Wow.
And they actually were quite a wonderful ride, sort of like having a good pair of Michelin tires on your car. It's got a really improves the ride. But they were outlawed, though, I guess, during the USRA period, during the First World War. They were no longer allowed. Because sometimes the laminations would break down and people on board were having a bad day.
Right. And these are what, Central Valley trucks, you decided?
These are upgraded. These are all Central Valley trucks. And the step castings, which originally were a very thin resin cast, had to be built, where these were cow scale, upgrade castings.
Wow.
Now, I built these for a client who I met at the same show. Matter of fact, Al Westerfeld introduced me to him. He asked Al after he bought the last set that Al had at that show. He says, "Mr. Westerfeld, could you build these?" And I was talking to him. I was standing right there, and Al says, "No, but here's Howard Zane." And I just was published a couple times, and people knew who I was, I guess. So the fellow, "Oh, you're Howard Zane." I said, "Well, I used to be, but I'll do my best." He says, "Can you build this for me?" And I took a look at the kits, and I didn't look that closely. So finally I said, "Yeah, I could do it." So he gave me the kits. The kits were $300, and I was going to charge him $1,500 to build all 6 cars. Then when I got home, I looked at these things, and to assemble the trucks, 12 trucks and 24 steps, would have taken longer to build those than the actual cars.
Oh, Lord.
So I called the customer and said, "Hey, I can't do this for this kind of money." Well, he let me know his vocabulary full of words.
Right.
A nice guy, but he knew how to curse.
Right.
So we kind of parted ways, and I went ahead and built them with the upgrades, Central Valley trucks, and of course the cow scale couplers. And I changed a few things in the interior. I used the actually, there's nothing in the interior I used all Walther's metal seats and other stuff I had in the shop at the time. And I put people in them.
How'd you do these curtains?
Curtains were part of the kit. You cut them out of the sheet they have. Wow. The painting was all Flowquill, Pullman green, and the lettering was dry transfer also in the kit. It was extremely well done.
So these are dry transfers, not decals.
Oh, yeah. Now these have all kinds of underbody detail. You see it. That was all part of the kit. They all had to be assembled.
Man. And they were resin. Everything was resin.
Everything's resin. And unfortunately, the frames were so thin that to assemble the wheels, the trucks with the axles and put them in the frame would have been damn near impossible.
Man.
But the problem was my client wanted everything original, and I said, okay, if you want it original, here's the price, what's going to cost you.
Right.
And he wouldn't pay it. So, as I said, he's a very nice guy. We just parted ways.
Right.
Another happy customer. Now, one thing about these cars, when they're finished, you have to be very careful how you handle these. Now, these cars here, every one of these has broken queen post.
Let's show the folks what. And this is an education for us, folks, because
see this queen post here is broken. See here, it's broken.
Oh yeah.
Over here.
Yeah.
And over here, this one's broken. See, the queen post is missing there.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yep.
And then this one here is broken. Now, a lot of times people will pick these cars up if they don't know what they're doing, and they'll pick it up like this.
Right. Hold on. Let
Squeeze
me.
the queen post.
And
you don't want to do that.
Right.
You pick the car up like this, two hands, and this is how you pick it up, by the ends like that.
Right.
That's how you pick it up.
And pick it up
if
again,
you pick
Howard.
it up with one hand, you be very careful and pick it up this way, but do not let your fingers hit the queen post or any of the underbody details.
So pick it up with two hands again, so I can
That's the
show
best way.
folks.
If you only have one hand, you can pick it up at the center. Don't
Right.
pick it up this way because it's not going to balance.
Right.
You have to pick it up at the center of gravity, which
Right.
is right here, and that's okay. Never ever pick it up like this.
Right, because again, let me show the hand on the queen's
Well,
post.
here, you don't want to pick. A lot of people have a tendency to pick it up like that, and that'll break the queen
And
post.
that breaks the post on the
post.
bottom.
And now to repair it, this is all I need. I use some of this plastic from what do you call it?
It's a Plastruck
Plastruck, yeah.
step.
That's exactly the right size.
Oh, wow.
And super glue it on, and I can fix that. Just cut those down.
So, folks, we probably wound up accidentally, possibly breaking these.
Oh, it's all right. This shit happens. Not a problem.
Yep.
I can fix it. Remember I told you there is nothing in this hobby of model railroading that cannot be fixed.
Right.
Or unscrewed.
This is a good learning lesson. I've been at this for a long time, and I never really...
Now, these cars are impossible to find. Now, a couple years later, Westerfeld came out with something very similar called the Penzi Flyer or Penzi something. The cars were identical, except the colors were the Mexican government colors, which were yellow, red, and green.
Okay.
And that's the way it was painted. Unfortunately, it was pulled by a D16A Penzi 440, which does not exist on the brass market or any other market.
Oh, wow.
The same thing with these cars here. Originally, the Chicago Exposition train was pulled by a Columbia type. Now, for those into white arrangements, WHYTE, a Columbia is a 242.
Okay.
Now, Lionel made a lot of those, but that's not the right size.
Right. Wow.
So now, years later, 10 years later, I saw the same car, same train being pulled by a Lakeshore and Michigan Southern, which was part of the New York Central Big Four, 460, number 604, 600 to 604. Now, that is available through Ken Kidder and LMB from the 1960s. Both are almost identical. So that's accurate. Now, on the Mexican train, the Mexican color train, I used the D16B by Railworks, and I sold the whole train, and I sold the locomotive to a customer. Wow. But I do have another set if anybody wants it. I have another set for sale.
Wow.
Because these are some of the finest kits ever made. Now, one I think it was Alex or somebody was talking about these cars were made of wood. No, all resin.
Right. It might have been me. I don't remember.
I don't recall. It's not wood. But
yeah.
Can't take credit where. It was a unibody, except the roofs were different.
Wow.
The kits were just beautiful. And as all of Westerfeld's offerings.
What those Mexican ones you were just talking about, are those kits or did you build
Same
those?
thing. I built one set. I had two sets of it. I built one set which I sold. The other set I still have.
Is it downstairs somewhere?
No, it's upstairs in my closet.
Oh hell, I didn't know. And that's built.
No.
It's
an original
unbuilt.
Kit form. No, it's not built.
It's a Westerfield
unbuilt.
Unbuilt kit of 6 cars.
6 cars.
For
That's
the
original set.
Well, folks,
same as this, except it has different colors. Maybe
Wow.
a few details in the windows. But again, you must use Central Valley trucks, and you have to use CalScout steps.
Well, you've
or
got
Chevron steps work just as well.
You-
If you like pain, then I would assemble the Westerfield trucks, but it's a lot of hours.
right. Well, you have many splendid, brand new in the box Central Valley trucks.
Hundreds of them.
that you
Hundreds,
can,
hundreds of
yeah, that you can,
Literally, probably 500 or 600 pairs.
you can, price them in with the kit.
Mm-hmm.
And
I plan on using them all. Because, in 3 years, I built 500 cars.
Wow.
During the COVID period. I think half of those are sold now.
Wow.
Although what could have been serious?
Yeah, we've really made a dent in those cars.
Because you're the salesman. You're
Yeah.
in charge of that. I don't know how many we sold.
But folks, if you're interested in the Westerfield kit, it's the 5 cars.
6.
6 cars. Contact us at alpug1@verizon.net.
Not gonna be cheap.
Right,
Not
it's not
cheap.
going to be cheap.
No.
But it's a
originally
kit.
it would have been the original price would have been 600. I think this original set was $600.
That was a long time
A
ago.
long time ago. I wouldn't. I would entertain an offer of $1,500 for the set.
Right.
But that's it.
But you're not building them.
No, I'm going to build them.
Oh.
What the prospective buyer would be competing with me.
Right.
And you don't want to do that.
Right. Well, we'll talk about that. If somebody's interested, they can contact us.
Now, to build this, I'm a
They're a
scratch
nightmare.
builder,
Right.
but this set, these kits are so beautiful and so well done, and it is pure sheer happiness and joy to build these.
Wow.
I can't imagine any vacation on any cruise ship or anywhere I'd go in the country or the world does not equal building these things.
Wow.
For me, at least.
Wow. Well, Howard, thanks for talking about these. And if you're interested in them, contact us at alpug1. Now, these are not for sale. It's the Mexican.
Actually, the fellow who originally commissioned me to build these, he eventually kept wanting these, even with the Central Valley trucks and the Cal Scale steps, but I wouldn't sell them.
Right.
They're mine.
Right.
There is no way in hell these are going out. I don't care how much you offer, these cars stay.
Yes, these aren't
Not
for sale. These aren't for sale.
Sort of like my house. People call, hey, do you want to sell your house? Actually, this is the largest house in Columbia, believe it or not.
Wow.
The whole house with the basement is 8,000 square feet.
Wow.
But people call up. I got real estate agents twice a week calling up. Can I list your house? Can I list your house? We can get you 1.2 million overnight. And I say, no, it's not for sale.
They're pests, man. They're pests.
Pests. Absolute vermin.
Yes.
Complete. These people. Actually, you're a salesman, so I'm not going to
Yeah,
talk about.
they're pests.
I'm not
Pests.
going to talk about salespeople. But the house is not for sale.
Well, Howard,
these cars.
Thanks for talking about these cars with us. And folks, again, you learned something like I did and all our guys downstairs when you pick them up.
Now, other things we added. I added cut levers. See these things? These are all scratch built. I added the hoses were added. Could see the cut levers on here. That was all added.
Oh, Jesus. These were never made in O scale, were they?
No.
Just HO?
No.
Wow.
Now, I can scratch build you cars similar to this
Right.
in HO.
Or O?
No, I don't have.
Right,
In fact,
you don't
I
have-
don't have the support materials for O
Right.
scale. I can build O scale structures, but not O scale rolling stock. I cannot do that.
Because of the
I
support.
can, but the support. We have
Right.
to restock the whole shop.
Well, Howard, I appreciate it. Thanks for telling us about these.
Oh, there's so much. Well, okay. Is that enough?
Yeah, I think so. Thanks.
Thank you, Al.